Real estate fees are collected during all kinds of real estate sales processes. Real estate is the common name for immovable properties such as houses, lands, buildings, offices, workplaces, and stores, etc. Regardless of their type, all those properties are considered a subcategory of real estate. What's up everyone, this is Hussein from Istanbul Property, and today I'll be talking to you about the types of real estate fees in Turkey. So, if this topic interests you, you're gonna wanna watch this. Generally speaking, there are 6 types of real estate fees: title deed transfer fee, attorney fee, real estate agency fees, property tax, earthquake insurance, and utility services. We'll start with number 1, title deed transfer fee. During real estate sales, both parties pay the title deed transfer fee. For the title transfer to take place, both the buyer and the seller must participate in this payment. However, only the buyers sometimes choose to pay the title fee based on unanimous agreements. Every year, the official newspaper announces the currently valid real estate fees and tax rates to the public. Accordingly, and in 2022, a fee of 20 per thousand will be charged separately from the buyer and the seller for title transfer. In addition, a revolving fund is also paid during the transaction. Number 2, attorney fees. The attorney fees can be freely agreed upon between the real estate attorney and the client or the person requesting consultancy services. However, there will always be a lower limit imposed by the Board of Lawyers Association. No agreement can be approved for an amount below the determined limitation. Otherwise, the lawyer will be sanctioned by the association. Therefore, both parties must agree upon any amount within the declared limits. The amount that the land registry and the real estate lawyer will charge from the person requesting legal aid is not always the same. Many factors will affect those fees. While title deeds sometimes require inclusive and intensive research, other times it is only enough to follow a simple procedure. Administrative issues and criminal cases have a completely different structure. Here, the workload and scope of the lawsuit are the main factors that determine the attorney fees. Number 3, real estate agency fees. While working with real estate agent during a transaction such as real estate buying or selling, you need to pay a certain commission to the real estate agents. Consequently, real estate agents receive a commission fee upon real estate purchases, sales, and rentals. According to the relevant regulation, the commission rate is calculated as 2% in addition to value-added tax of 18% of the sales price to be collected from both parties. If there is a written agreement between parties, either the buyer or the seller may pay the commission, which will be 4% in total. Number 4, property tax. After buying a property in Turkey, you have to pay the relevant property tax. This tax differs depending on the city and the type of the property you purchase. For instance, if you buy a property in Istanbul, the annual property tax will be 0.2%. Number 5, earthquake insurance. TCIP stands for the Turkish Catastrophe Insurance Pool. TCIP is the public institution that regulates and manages the compulsory earthquake insurance policies that includes all residences under the state guarantee in Turkey. Compulsory earthquake insurance is the type of insurance that secures houses within certain limits against damages caused by earthquakes, earthquake-induced landslides, fire explosions, and tsunamis. While calculating the compulsory earthquake insurance fees, 14 different price tariffs, which are renewed every year, are taken in account, according to 7 risk regions and 2 different construction styles in Turkey. Number 6, utility services. Turkish citizens and foreigners may apply for their utility subscriptions to get electricity, water, and natural gas services through the branches and directorates of the relevant institutions. Moreover, these applications can also be performed online. Utility service fees vary depending on the type of the service you get in Turkey. To benefit from electricity services, the buyer must pay relevant fees. The residents must pay a subscription of at least 165 Turkish liras, which almost equals 12 US dollars. According to 2022 rates, the water subscription fee is 166 Turkish lira, which equals 12 US dollars. The natural gas service fees, on the other hand, for a residence with a maximum size of 200 square meters, the buyer must pay a security deposit of 775 Turkish liras, which equals 52 US dollars, plus a tax of 18%. What happens if property fees are not paid in Turkey? The real estate buying and selling processes are subject to certain fees. Unless the parties pay those fees, the land registry officer will not perform the requested transaction. Immovable property ownership is the most important issue of property rights. Legal affairs arising from this field yield massive financial consequences, given that the official real estate legislations are fairly complex. For this reason, and in case there is a need for legal assistance regarding the real estate law in case of a dispute, it will always be beneficial to seek help from an expert and experienced real estate lawyer. Otherwise, monetary sanctions are in question. Should foreigners pay real estate fees in Turkey? According to Turkish laws, foreigners have the same rights and liabilities as Turkish citizens. Therefore, there is no property tax exemption for foreigners. The tax rate for a residence is 2 per thousand in a metropolitan border and is 1 per thousand for non-metropolitan areas. For workplaces and shops, property tax rate is applied 4 per thousand in the metropolitan city and 2 per thousand in the non-metropolitan municipalities. Those were the types of tax fees in Turkey. If you have any question, please leave us a comment below, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for future videos.